Welcome to the ITM Podcast.
This is episode 284 of the ITM Podcast, the official Boston Red Sox podcast of the CLNS Media Network, brought to you by Prize Picks, the exclusive daily fantasy partner of the CLNS Media Network. And the Boston Red Sox take a series from How you doing, man? Let me say hi first. How are you doing? Maybe I need to get that. That was karma. How you doing?
I'm good, man. Better than you, apparently. Jesus Christ, what an intro.
Yeah,
I say we just go.
I'm gonna do it all again. Maybe I'll leave all this in.
No, I think you should. I think we should go. I think that was good.
Yeah, I
think that was the most entertaining intro you've ever had. Also, your worst.
I'm gonna take that as a slight, but also a compliment. Red Sox win. Red Sox won the series. Didn't look like they were going to win the series, Scott. We were right to be weary of the series, as they came out looking like poop and turned it around. Some surprising performances. Lucas Giolito looking like the Lewis. What?
He was fine overall, but boy, did he make the dumbest decision I've ever seen on a baseball field.
Sure. But I'm looking at the grand picture. Looked better than any of us were expecting to see him. How about that? When you saw the Red Sox lose game one and you knew Lucas Giolito was slated, you're like, the series is probably in the books, huh?
I am lower on Lucas Giolito than... I don't know, but then I'm low on him. I don't know where the consensus is, but yeah, mental errors are tough. I mean, he pitched good. He always seems to only have like 2 pitches, and he's been finding a way to make that work, but I mean, wow, that was a greedy attempt with a bunt throw to third with the guy already there. Even if it was a perfect throw, there was 0% chance, and there's just no need in that situation. Early in the game, you don't do that.
I think that's just what comes with wearing a Red Sox jersey. There's something about the colors and the lights and being on the infield dirt.
Just makes you want to throw one in the stands.
It just makes you want to fucking grip a ball and rip it into the net somewhere. Just somewhere, you know? Something about it. It doesn't matter who's out there. Even if it's a good game, even if things are going your way, it's like, you know what we have to do? We have to fuck one up around here. And David Hamilton Scott?
There was one time where me and Steve Peralt were on the field pregame, and it was before fans were let in. And you know how usually at the end of an inning, first baseman or whoever has the ball just throws one in the stands to kid?
Yeah.
He practiced that, he did that with nobody in the stands. And then me and Steve were just looking at him weird, and he just looked at us weird, and then he just went into the dugout. And I'll never forget that. I think of that. That's a top 3.
Wait, with an air ball, you mean?
No, with physical ball. He stopped, he was doing first base drills. He went to go into the dugout.
Wait, who did?
With no one, Casas.
You said Steve Peralt.
I was with Steve Peralt. Me and Steve Peralt together.
Tristan Casas. I was imagining Steve Peralt on the field pretending to make the final out of an inning and airballing. So, okay.
No.
All right, Tristan this makes a lot more sense. I was like, I thought you and Motts witnessed Steve Peralt cosplaying as a Red Sox infielder. Okay, go on. This makes a lot more sense.
Okay, so the 3 people in the story are me, Steve Peralt, and Tristan Casas.
Yes,
Tristan Casas is doing first base drills.
Which is what he should be doing, where he should be. Right.
Yeah. This is before his leg exploded and before the season started, because it was last year. And then the fans, no fans in attendance, just media. There's not a single fan in the stands, and he just flipped his last ball in there as if there were somebody there. He just practiced that throw over the rope and the netting, and we just were just confused and just staring at him, and then he just stared at us and then just kept walking down and didn't address it. And
that's awesome.
Yeah, it was weird.
love him so much.
Yeah,
I miss him,
it was
man.
awesome.
That's the man. Just you gotta practice. You gotta visualize. I'm sure that's something he's like. I go through all the motions. I go through.
Yep.
He's just loved being a fucking Red Sox player, being a Major League Baseball player. I don't know. That shit's awesome. That's cool. That's so on brand. You could have made that up, and I would totally believe it because that's exactly who Tristan Cassis is. Well, I don't know how we got there. I don't know how we got
about
there.
balls being thrown into the out.
Yeah, you just want to throw balls around in the outfield.
You're
in
going to
the
mention
infield.
Hamilton.
David Hamilton, even in Game 3 today, where things are going your way, and the game is, you're on the verge of closing out a series that I don't want to say you had no business winning, but sure didn't look like it was going to go your way. They still find a way at the wire to be like, what if we sneak in some bullshit infield defense? Can we get that in under the wire just for the brand? Just for the brand's sake. Can we do that? And they did. So shout out to them to ending what should have been, what still was, an exciting series win to beat a red hot team that came into the series winning 16 out of 18 games. But still has this asterisk of like, man, they're still not putting the best team that they can on the field, which leads right back to what's probably going to be one of two main stories today. Scott, we got to check in on the Devers situation because there's been developments, there's been regressions, there's been all sorts of things going on around it. It has turned around dramatically from where we last left you, where we had just freshly heard the quotes and had time to digest them, gave you our honest reactions. We were kind of on the same page. We were on like pretty much the exact same page. I listened back to the episode, which I try not to do. I don't want to.
I actually weirdly did the same thing, and I haven't done that since I started. Like, I used to like take notes of my like mental self of like, okay, stop saying like or stop saying and see how we can get better. I don't think I did get better, but anyway, it's been a while, and for some reason I was like, kind of want to hear this one again.
Me too. I had a long drive, and I was like, I feel like that was a good one, but I want to hear it. I want to listen back and see if I'm off base. It was a great up, and I think we were on the same page for a lot of it. About where we stood about the Devers thing, that he was out of line to say that shit. Immediately after I listened to the episode, it came out that John Henry flew to literally Missouri to sit him down and tell this dude to his face to never fucking talk about the team like that to the media ever again, young man. I think that's hilarious. Nobody else had that react. It was kind of more like, whoa, that's kind of crazy. Or, oh, look, John Henry cares about the team again, or whatever. That's hilarious. To be like, I'm going to fly out there myself. I'm going to talk to him face to face. Hilarious because the only other really reaction you could have in that moment was like panic, like pressing a panic button, being like, oh shit, things are going really terribly. And I didn't want to think that. Luckily not the case, as Devers has a pretty monster series and kind of has. The flip-flop, though, of folks. Crazy. It's crazy. I understand the trade stuff was always a stretch, but now he's never getting traded. Now let him play wherever he wants. And the big one, he's so hot now, you can't possibly move him. Those are the three things. Those are not my opinions, to be as clear as day. That is what people are saying after this series and after whatever the last stretch of pick how many games you want to look at where Devers has been hot. A faster turnaround than I expected from this fan base. I did. This organization, Scott, the Boston Red Sox, as we call them, has for a while now made it crystal clear. They care about long-term plans. Roman Anthony is in AAA right now, who would be one of your best players on this team, is in AAA right now, because they are concerned about the year 2032. They care about long-term plans. They are not going to throw away this idea of putting Rafael Devers at first because he's on a 7-game heater. They're not going to do that. He's had a good month. Even if you just the whole season, if you take away those first 20 at bats, I think he's still hitting like 311 or something. The numbers are very, very good, but they're simply not going to allow a month or 2 months of momentum to fuck with their philosophy. They're just not going to do that. And the quotes from Breslow to me kind of sounded like the plan is still to convince him to start taking reps at first. Here's the quote, Scott. Breslow said, quote, "I recognize it's not that simple. These aren't the types of moves that could be made overnight. And so the initial conversation that Rafi and I had was kind of exploratory in nature. It's a transition that others have made, and we think he can make it. Side note, how funny would it be if he called him the DH instead of Rafi? That's kind of funny. That's a little joke. That's a little joke. To me, that sounds like we're still planning on doing it. Like it ends with,
yes,
it's a transition others have made. We think he can make it.
And I think Cora said there's continued to be conversations. So that's just them being like, come on, man.
Dude.
Look at, I bet they are having someone else play first base. Like Nick Sogard's out there in pregame to go, dude, look how much fun he's having right now. Look how much fun he's having right now. Don't you want to do that? Doesn't that look like so much fun? Remember the field? Dude, you love the field.
You love the field, the dirt.
With that said, I mean, last episode I spent the whole thing just being like, it's really, really frustrating that he won't just do what he's told. I also hate the idea of him being a first baseman still, and that's how I felt last episode and the episode before that and this episode. It's got to be Christian Campbell. Yoshida, maybe, but they can't figure out the arm thing, so that's never going to make sense.
I can't get there.
So throw him away. He still doesn't exist. It's got to be Christian Campbell first, Marcelo Meyer at second, Trevor Story, or one of the. I don't care. Honestly, if you're just going based on like outs above average, it probably should be Trevor Story at second, Marcelo Meyer at short, but we're probably not doing that much movement. So just get me a Story, Meyer, middle infield, Bregman, Campbell on the corners, keep Rafi at DH. That is the way to win, keep everybody happy, and be the most optimized defensive lineup. Just do that.
I get it. I can't picture Christian Campbell as a first baseman, and Christian Campbell is a guy who has the right to say, well, I just don't, because I'm gonna just
like 6'2", 6'3".
because I said so. I don't
He's
know.
Like 6'2", 6'3".
He doesn't look 6'2", 6'3". I'll say that. Eyeball test, he doesn't look it. He's 5'9".
Really? I feel like he looks tall.
He's got red hair. He's
5'9".
That's just the height of people with red hair. They're 5'9", 5'10" on a good day. They wear high shoes sometimes, so you might be fooled. Or they're like 6'7". It's one or the other. Scalabrini or insert Ed Sheeran. Those are the only two options.
Yeah. People don't know he's 6'8".
Pick your poison. Well, no, he's yeah. Ed Sheeran is playing Scalabrini in the upcoming movie, actually. They were just talking about it. But he's doing the British accent the whole time. I'm closer to LeBron than you are to me. That's nice. The name of the movie, actually. I don't know, dude. Campbell is a weird fit to me, but
it's not, though. It's just the eye test for you. That's the only thing that doesn't make sense to you.
He also, he has the right to say the shit that Rafi did say. If they ask him to play first base, he could be like, dude, what the fuck? Where do you want me to goddamn play? You wanted me on this team as what? Your second baseman and also an outfielder and also your first baseman?
Yeah.
Where do you want me? I can't just play every position. So what? If catcher goes down, do I have to learn that?
No, that's the thing. Christian Campbell would just catch if somebody went down. That's kind of the whole difference. Kind of the whole last show.
Yeah.
I think he would just do it.
I also... Call me old-fashioned, and I know we're talking about moving around a lot of people. My take is still the same, which is put Story, who's in the twilight years of his career, sorry to say, of a career that's been derailed by injuries, move him over to first base. In my mind, that's kind of a permanent move. Like, you go there now.
Yeah, but he doesn't have... He, to me, doesn't fit in many ways.
But
I agree.
The other option
Declining.
to put Meyer at second.
Yeah.
You've kept the
First.
kid at shortstop
Oh, wait.
this whole time in the minors. Now you're going to move him. And then 2 years from now, Trevor Story is gone. So then you move him back to short. He's supposed to be like your franchise shortstop, right? So like, do you want to do that? Like I say, once you call him up, he's your shortstop fucking period. That's your guy.
Second base, shortstop, the same thing. People do that all the time.
Yeah, but they're not. Like, if you were going to call him up, you're going to call him up to be your shortstop. Like, I think that they wouldn't want to move around either of Meyer or Anthony.
I don't agree with any of that. They literally have Christian Campbell playing center field and second base right now.
But even when he was a prospect, that was a big question about Christian Campbell. Like, okay, where does he play? We don't know. He hasn't found a home defensively. Meyer has a home. Anthony, I guess it's
Meyer,
just, you're kind of dealing with royalty in baseball royalty. You just kind of say, hey, don't move him, don't touch the kid.
Meyer is a middle infielder. They've started to play him at second. Like he's learned both positions.
I don't think it's impossible. If I had the choice, if they gave me a vote, I'd be like, dude, you drafted this kid as shortstop. You've played him at shortstop 90+% of the time in the minors. That's where you want him long term. If you're going to call him up, put him at shortstop. It's not the end of the world if he comes up and he plays a year of shortstop, a second base, 2 years of second base. It's not the end of the world, but not the way.
Let me ask you this. Do you think the best lineup, offensively and defensively, involves Campbell?
Period? Oh, okay. Yeah, you froze there. I was really there's no way that's the whole question. All right, Scott's frozen right now. He'll be back any minute. I was really scared the whole question was going to be, do you think the best offensive lineup includes Christian Campbell? Because yes, even with the way things have been over the last X amount of games, X amount of plate appearances, yes, I do believe that. Scott, you might have to leave and come back, brother. I don't know if you can hear me. But while Scott's gone, we are getting some. Oh, there he is. He's back.
Wow. Did you hear anything I said?
No, I kept talking.
That was insane.
I'll tell you what happened. I thought you finished your sentence, and I thought your whole question was, do you think the best offensive lineup includes Campbell?
No, I did not. That was not my question.
Okay.
Can I say it again?
Please do.
All right. Do you agree or disagree that the best overall lineup would be Campbell first, some form of Meyer Story up the middle, Bregman at third, Devers at DH? Or do you you just think it's a weird idea, but you don't think it's realistic, or do you not think it's a good idea? There's a difference between being like, I don't think they're going to do it, and that would make a lot of sense. I like it.
I'll tell you this. This is answering in a roundabout way.
Awesome.
There are some people who say that moving Devers to first then opens up DH for Anthony. That's crazy. That's not happening. They're not going to do that either.
It could lead to Wilyer being a DH, and that now he's a Gold Glover, but they're all Gold Glove caliber play. I don't know.
You're not going to DH. You're not going to DH Rafaela.
No, and Wilyer won a Gold Glove, and Duran was a contender for the Gold Glove. He had 18 defensive runs saved. So there's really nobody to put in that DH spot except for Anthony. So in a way, I guess that's not super wrong.
If I will agree with you that the best defense and offense includes shuffling around this infield and introducing Meyer into it. For sure.
Okay.
But those Breslow quotes where they say, we think he can make that happen, lead me to believe they are still going to try to convince Rafi to do it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Which means that if that's their plan A, which we don't know, this could be plan B. Plan A could be Story, and they're not saying it, or Campbell, or whoever.
It's not. They said it's not Story.
Story said they haven't asked him.
Yeah, well, that's the same thing.
He also said
'Cause you
it's a
said
Cotillo.
for
Cotillo
said
asks me a question sometimes. I'm like, no, man.
you just lie. Yeah,
I just
I do that.
lie.
Yeah, you just lie.
Yeah. Who
You
knows?
recording today? No.
No. Hey, Joe, you mind if I come on your pod? We don't do that anymore.
Yeah, imagine you just because you said plan A, so I'm like, well, they would have asked him first, and then he hadn't been asked yet. They asked Devers before Story, so it would not be plan A unless Story just got a kick out of lying to Cotillo,
Yeah.
which we hadn't factored in before.
They don't have to be honest. They don't have
Not
to.
at all, and that's honestly an underutilized thing because boy, would that be funny.
Yeah. If the day after the reporters are like, yesterday you said this, but now this, they could be like, yeah, I lied to you guys.
Yeah, I lied. Yeah, I was lying.
They tell me I got to talk to you. They don't tell me I have to be honest with you guys.
Was it like a strategic advantage to the Royals not knowing you were going to be the first baseman in the series?
No.
No.
I thought it'd be funny, and it was.
Yeah. You tweeted. Oh, you fools. You all tweeted it. You fools. You're at my beck and call. It's crazy. Idiots.
Yeah, I was.
I used you for
texting all
amusement.
those. I was texting all those tweets to my family, laughing at you. Ha ha. That's my Trevor Story impression. But what was that? Like, we don't know if Devers is the A. Like, it could be Campbell. They haven't really talked. I haven't seen any headlines about Campbell
Well,
anyway.
if he was plan A, then he would have just done it, though. We know Devers was
Not
plan
really.
A because you think Campbell would have said no? You think anyone on this team would have said no? Like,
No, I just
or
don't
would've-
think they would throw him out there. I think they would give him time to learn
We'd
the
see that too,
position.
though. Before pregame, we would see that too.
Yeah. Maybe they're like, hey, once after this road trip, we want you to start taking reps at first. And then blah,
No
blah, blah,
advantage to that.
Marcelo Meyer, blah, blah, blah. You know? In the meantime, we're calling up Nick Sogard. He's going to play fine first. And boom. I don't know. That could be equally as we don't know the order in which they're prioritizing things just because the Raffy story has been at the front. The fact that they're considering it still does say that like they don't. I don't know if they have a firm plan, but this is the only one that we're aware of, and that kind of does stink. I'm with you that it's a weird place to land in. To be so firmly against what Raffy said and say he should play first, and in the same breath say, but he also like shouldn't play first, right? But
Definitely
that is still
not.
where I fall. Yeah, I'm with you. I'll tell you what I'm also with, man. I'm with Prize Picks. Prize Picks is the best place to turn your sports knowledge into cash. With millions of members, Prize Picks has made daily fantasy sports accessible to all. You just pick more or less on at least 2 players for a shot to win up to 2,000 times your cash. Run your game all season long on Prize Picks. Cash in on the basketball playoffs with Prize Picks. Don't miss your last chance to add your favorite players from the court to your Prize Picks lineup. Whether it's points, rebounds, assists, take your pick of more or less for your shot to win up to 2,000 times your cash today. Today is Flex Friday. If it's Friday when you're listening, make sure you opt in and tap the checkbox in your lineup builder to be eligible for the protected play. Choose squares from any game on the board. If your lineup does not win, you get your net losses back in promo funds up to your promo limit as soon as the lineup settles. Download the app today. What?
Do you think one person is listening to this on a Friday?
Oh, yeah.
Because just getting the season preview after the series is over. Series preview.
People autoplay happens all the time. Download the app today and use code CLNS to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code CLNS to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. You don't even have to win. I checked. Prize Picks. Run your game. I got something I want to talk about.
Okay.
You open your phone today?
Mm-hmm.
You see the Sean McAdam shit?
Is it Rafaela? I don't get it.
Let me pull it up because
Yeah.
I don't have the quote right here handy, but
I don't
I'm
get what's
going
happening.
to. So I'll explain to you, Scott.
Your tweet signaled this to me, actually.
Really? So I'm just happy to help the people. The
Well,
Red
you
Sox
didn't provide
fans.
any details, so let's not give too much credit because you just said people are getting mad at reporters for reporting, and you didn't give like any context. So let's not give you too much credit. I just
Sean
knew I had to do
McAdam.
some digging.
Sean McAdam put out a piece called "Some Things I Think I Think." What happens next for Red Sox and Rafael Devers? That's just here's my opinion on some things. Here's some things I'm hearing.
Just like
Here's what I
weekly
think.
thing, yeah.
Yeah, some things I think. Weekly thing. In it, there's a quote where he said, quote, "There is some growing frustration within the Red Sox organization about outfielder Ceddanne Rafaela. More than once, Rafaela has been advised in the dugout to take the first pitch in his next at bat, only to swing freely minutes later. And I swear to God," end quote. That's it. I want to be so clear that that's the entire thing. That's it. That what you just heard me say is what's got people upset. Now, in case reading comprehension doesn't fall great to you, or in case you guys are like, I must have misheard that, he did not offer an opinion in those 2 sentences. He reported something. He heard something. He told you something. That is, at its core, the role of a reporter. They go behind closed doors. Then they peek out of those doors. They tell the people what's going on behind those doors. So to just get mad at one of the most respected and decorated journalists in the city because you really fucking love the 9-hitter on the Boston Red Sox is, in my opinion, indicative of brain malfunction. That is stupid. Like, maybe somebody gave him some bunk information. Do you think this is one person that a seasoned reporter like Sean McAdam had one source before saying this?
Also, if I may, as someone on
Please.
this side of the fence, I want the people to quickly raise their hand if they're one of those people that say, "Hey, where's your source? Why don't you cite your source? Cite your source." If you raise your hand, you're an idiot. You don't understand how this works at all. Let me ask you: do you understand what happens when what goes on here? These people aren't going to say, "Hey, I'm saying this." It's either going to be, "Hey, this is frustrating. This is what's happening with Rafaela." Certainly, don't say that I said this, because then that creates a huge problem. They're saying, "Hey, this is happening. I'm telling you in confidence. You can say whatever." If you use my name, I won't be on the part of the team anymore, and you won't be able to get any more information. Like, if this is something that Romy Gonzalez said for some reason, it's like, well, that's not going to go well. If it's the ball boy heard it, he's not going to be the ball boy again. He's like, "Hey, I was there. I can factually tell you this happened. I was right there. I heard this. This is 1,000% happened." You can't rat that person out, because then that source is screwed. That's why they hide behind the source wall. I don't understand why people don't understand this and act like it's just a reporter making something up. It doesn't make any sense.
And to anybody under the age of 16 that gets all of their probably younger than that only gets their information from Twitter and doesn't bother like reading an article ever. In articles, in sports journalism, I'll tell you something you've never read. According to blank's agent, as I heard from Red Sox hitting coach, a clubby whispered to me in the hallway, that's not sports journal. You've never seen that. Who's your sources is insane. That just says I don't understand the medium. It's ridiculous. It's like watching a superhero movie and being like, "Yeah, prove you have powers." It's like, you don't understand what movies are, do you? Because a movie is this thing. They don't do that. What do you mean? What do you mean? if Spider-Man's real, why have I never seen him outside? Like you just don't understand the thing that you're watching. Cite your sources. You don't understand sports media. That's not how it works. I heard from somebody. Sources are telling me blah, blah, blah. Here's the bigger thing to me though, Scott. People are saying like he's doing this to be salacious. It's like not a super hot report. Like the report is the team isn't stoked that their 9-hitter isn't taking pitches when he's told. And people are like, he's using this for clicks. Who the fuck is clicking on the lowest value everyday player on the Red Sox not taking enough pitches and the team wishing he would? Holy shit. And here's a newsflash for you. It wasn't in the fucking headline.
That's what I was going to say. Yeah.
So how would he be getting clicks with it? What the fuck are you talking about? We are way too attached to these players to be running to the aid of the fucking 9-hitter who everybody knows is like the next guy out when they're ready to get Roman Anthony up. A report that's just like, the team isn't stoked that they've been telling him to take some pitches and that he's swinging away. To come after a guy who's been covering the team for decades. For decades. Are you people so stupid? It really makes me feel so old because it's maybe the first like year of doing this where I'm like, oh my God, everyone's a child. I'm just chalking this up to people are either so dumb or they are children. Like this has to be high schoolers with Twitter accounts that are like flooding the feed to make you believe that the fan base feels this way because there's no way that they do. It's Ceddanne Rafaela. I like him too. He's not run to his aid and throw Sean McAdam under the bus. Like I don't know Sean. I've never met Sean. I don't have a connection to Sean, a business connection. I have no reason to run to Sean's aid. It's just like, hey, it's a guy I really respect and like everybody does. Like maybe you guys should look up who the fuck that is before we're like smearing him and like borderline threatening him online. Because
the cite your source thing is so stupid. I had one time an NFL quarterback, I was told, talk to a team directly, heard it from NFL quarterback. Hey, I want to play for this team. This team wants me to play for them. But it was before the legal tampering period. So I couldn't then say, hey, and this isn't the player, but I couldn't say, hey, Justin Fields, by the way, is going to the Jets. Like that wasn't it, but it was that's kind of like, so you have to word it in a way where it's like, hey, I want to get this information to the fans. I also don't want to get an organization to lose draft picks or a player to lose an opportunity. So I have to phrase it in a way, sources very close to the situation, very close. The guy under center.
As they could possibly be.
The guy that it's about directly tells me this. That's how it works. That's why they can't say. If they did have to say, you'd see a lot less articles. You'd have a lot less information because they just couldn't say anything. There would be so many few circumstances where they really, like in the offseason, you're not going to hear Alex Cora told me that he doesn't want Justin Turner back. Like something like that. Again, that's made up. But like you're not going to hear that stuff. You're going to hear that I've heard Chaim Bloom doesn't want to use the DH that way or whatever. Like wants versatility at the DH spot. They're not going to say, I've
heard there isn't a lot of interest on the Red Sox end. Yeah.
Yeah, like they want to use, like the big thing in that scenario I just randomly brought up with Turner was, they want to use that to like put versatile people, like they want the DH to be able to play some positions so that they can use that spot to rest people, whatever. That isn't going to, you're not going to be able to get that report if it's not going to be Alex Cora told me that Chaim Bloom is planning to do this with the position. And that's why Turner's out. You just wouldn't hear it if that's how it had to be.
No, you know who wouldn't exist? Jeff Passan.
Yep.
Like
all of those jobs. Yeah.
There'd be no Shams. There would have been no Woj like that. We got a Cora quote on Devers from 1 minute ago. Cora on Devers, quote, he's very comfortable, keeps growing and learning about being the DH, strength and conditioning, the trainers and the hitting group. They've done an amazing job supporting him. If you look at the numbers right now, he's probably the best DH in the American League. Okay, so it's a nothing quote. Figured it would be something. Sorry. It's just absolutely nothing. It's crazy that they have all these quotes ready to go. But when like the crazy stuff came out, it was only Smitty. It's like, you guys, where are you guys? There's so many.
He was on one.
Yeah, it's like only Smitty. Like, you guys should all. Where are you? Whatever. Yeah, it's just the whole situation is it's so dumb because like the team. I get when it's like whatever the opposite of this phrase is, Scott. You know, like the phrase. Oh, shit. I love this phrase so much, man. I know it. Rising tides lift all boats. You know that phrase?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Low tides lower all boats, too.
Nailed it. Yeah.
How about that? That's philosophy 101 right there. That's the inverse property or something like that. When things are bad, people want to be upset, and they're going to be upset about the next thing they can be upset about. And they want to be upset at the people around them, and they're just going to be upset. The team's not as good as it should be. But the fans love the players. So when those things don't coincide, there are certain people that you can go after. Be it how the GM is using players, how the media is painting the players. You can go after that. Because the team losing, it can't be their fault. It can be one guy's fault for like a day. Because I don't know if you also caught on to the people are very mad at Trevor Story, and then he hits a home run and forget it. Never mind. It was like, well, why is Trevor Story on this team? At what point do we got to talk about DFAing Trevor? Get Marcelo up here. He hits one home run. Like we got to take one big old breath. Things are going to ebb and things are going to flow, and you are going to reap what you sow. I'm on a philosophy kick right now. So I just started reading Philosophy for Dummies. So I'm really getting into that. I want to be high.
Its target audience, you know.
Shut up, man.
Dude, that's a zinger. Come on. Because I called you a dummy. Do you get it?
Yeah, no, I felt zung. I just didn't want to be zinged right then.
Oh.
And
Gotta raise your hand or something.
No, I have to just be zang and have gotten zanged.
The whole show.
The whole show. The whole rest of the show. Let's just stop the show
that way.
I want to be riding high after beating the shit out of a team beating a team that was so hot, getting some surprising performances. The guys that are hot have stayed hot. The guys that needed a boost got a boost. I can't help but notice when the community is at odds in the wrong way. I know things are not quite the way we wanted them to be. The numbers are not quite what we wanted them to. The record is not quite what we wanted it to be. And we all want the same things. We want Marcelo here. We want Roman here. We want to be winning some more games. It's just some patience. Some patience, folks. It's May 11th. Season is a quarter of the way over. Isn't that crazy?
That is crazy.
That is crazy.
And they haven't purposefully, they haven't put their best lineup together.
Yeah. I was going to revisit soon. Actually, you know what? Let's just pull it up right now. I want to see when we said Roman and Marcelo would get called up. Because we did.
I think I said May, June, if I remember correctly.
And I remember saying that was
my stance.
You said both of them sometime between May 15th and June 30th. So we're coming up to the beginning of your window.
I feel good about that. I feel good about my window. That's a great window, Joey.
It's a good window. Can I tell you mine? Because I feel really good about mine.
Okay.
If all things go according to plan. I said Meyer, May, Anthony, June.
Ooh.
I feel really good about that too.
Okay.
Because
We could both
that's
win.
pretty realistic. This infield gets shuffled around. Meyer comes up in 2 weeks. Anthony comes the following month. Once his rookie of the year. Once they're sure he's not going to be too good.
Yeah.
Don't want to
And
help
Christian
the team
Campbell's
too
cooled
much.
off, so that's kind of hurting his chances. Or helping his chances, which is hurting his window. You know what I mean?
It's
helping easier
helping
now.
It's better for the Red Sox if we don't have the rookie of the year.
We want Campbell to win rookie of the year. It's
right.
Campbell needs to be good to close the Roman Anthony window. So Christian Campbell's lack of performance increases Anthony's chances, which hurts the team's chances of calling up Anthony.
So if we want the team to be good, we need Christian Campbell to be very good.
Correct. Although Justin Wilson's kind of handling things. Not
And then,
Justin Wilson. Jared Wilson on the Athletics. He's helping close that window as well.
I thought you meant the reliever Justin Wilson. I was like, what is he doing? But then also, like, when Roman gets here, if you want to win, like, you need him to be good. But not
that good.
Not too good.
Mm.
You can have him be too good for a very short amount of time, but then it might be too late.
June, June 15th on or so, he could be pretty good.
Could you imagine now, if they wait till like June 25th? They're like, no shot. And then he like puts together like an 8-war season somehow from there on, just like hits like 408, just absolutely crushed.
And they're just pissed.
41 steals. They're like, what the fuck are you doing?
We wanted that year of eligibility. What are you doing?
Yeah, Craig's throwing his hands up every time he steals a bag. It's like, do you know what that's doing to your war?
And that's, that one is blasted, and Breslow is breaking things in the office. He is furious.
Yeah, say goodbye to that one, folks. Yeah, Dave O'Brien he'd get it. He'd get it real quick.
Oh man,
they're not going to be happy about this one. This one lands on land.
That is an absolute nuke, and you gotta feel for Alex Cora in his job security right now for letting him play today. You're gonna lose 2032 with almost certainty at this point, and everyone's about to lose their minds.
Yeah, we'll just let this image speak for itself as our camera slowly zooms in on Alex Cora in the dugout, a single tear running down his face. Damn, Dave, and you can just that's not how Will Middlebrooks talks. He doesn't say damn, that was my Middlebrooks. That's about to start doing. Damn, Dave.
Just
damn, Dave. Damn.
That's your Will Middlebrooks?
Damn, Dave. What the hell is going on out there? I don't even know. I don't know where that accent is either. That was crazy. Oh my God.
Just classic Middlebrooks.
Do you want to actually just run through the season predictions really quick? Well, at the quarter mark here?
Yeah.
Who will lead the team in home runs and how many? We both have Devers.
Okay, good. I was scared I picked Casas. Glad I picked Devers.
Yeah, I mean, I honestly thought I did too. I'm going to just do some quick stats here. You have nowhere to be, right?
No, I'll probably be hanging out for a little bit.
Sox have played 42 games.
Mm-hmm.
162 divided by 42.
You getting a pace right
he's
now?
He's on pace for 23 homers,
right.
which is not going to do it.
Williams already got 23 homers. Feels like.
Yeah, it sure does.
I think he hit 10. I think he's got 10 today. Team
Cy Young, we can skip that one.
No, let's rip that one. I believe I say Crochet and you said Walker Bueller because you said he was, and you said your defense wasn't even good enough. Like the reality in which if he did what you said he was going to do, he still wouldn't be the team MVP. You basically said he was going to have a good 6-week stretch, and that's going to make him the team MVP or Cy Young.
In fairness, I also said his availability.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. Which, Oh,
Anyway.
Look at this. Who will be the biggest surprise? You said Dick Fitz.
Yeah, he's been awesome. In the time that he didn't have a pec strain.
I said David Hamilton, so.
Oh, well, he's been surprisingly bad this year. Even for him.
Team MVP. I had Bregman. Look at that.
Oh, that's looking good. What do I have? Devers?
Duran.
Got some work to do on that one.
Got some work to do on that one. Both of us had them going to the World Series. Have them. Still have them.
Really?
Both of us have them going and losing the World Series to the Dodgers.
Okay.
Some work to do there, too.
I feel okay about that because this division, this league stinks still.
Yeah.
The AL. Like, think about how they've played. They're like, what, 1.5 games back? This is
right around there.
Should be as bad as it gets.
It should be. We can only hope.
They're 2 games back now because New York won since our game.
You want to do Series MVP?
Sure. Sox are in the wild card right now. First time I've looked at that this year.
There's one guy who, after getting sent to the principal's office, went 7 for 12 with a homer, 6 RBI, 2 walks, which is not getting talked about enough, and got intentionally walked, which matters to me. Hit .583 in this series, a 1560 OPS over the series. And his name's Rafael Devers. Would you like to differ?
No, I would like to say that the shit-talking fans got one in the holster here. So,
What do you mean?
Earlier, remember the whole Sean McAdam thing? And now he could just be defending his boy.
Oh, you're talking about the assistant hitting coach?
Yeah.
Chiming in and saying, this is news to me? Yeah.
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 I think that's probably just some defense, but...
Also, Sean doesn't run with the story because he heard it from one guy.
Right.
So this isn't one guy said it. He heard it from multiple sources. I will say that with my whole chest without asking him. I'll say that with my whole chest. So the fact
I just
that
punched my mic out of frustration.
I know you're getting riled up, man. Chill out.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't sway me. I almost brought that up earlier. That doesn't sway me at all. The fact that one person denies the report, like, I don't know. How many times have you seen, like, somebody report something about a clubhouse or whatever, and then a player pops up on Twitter and is like, clown. It's like, yeah, well,
Yeah.
they've obviously heard stuff if they're going to say it. I don't know. It depends on who. You don't just blindly believe reporters, but like, I don't know. Sean McAdam has fucking earned that. So. Rafael Devers, your series MVP. They're playing the Tigers, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. They on the road?
Probably. Because they're on the road now. I doubt it was a...
Yeah.
Yeah. That would have
They
been
are
a
on the
big
road.
trip.
It's at Comerica Park. You have any thoughts on Comerica Park?
I don't like it at all.
Really?
Big outfield, boring color dimensions. It's just like bland. Minor league.
The Tigers should certainly lean into their orange more.
Yes, that would help a lot, I think.
I
Although
mean,
even
they're
that
the
color,
fucking Tigers, so
yeah, it's a weird orange. Even that, like, it's not like a Bengals orange. It's like a darker, worse orange.
Yeah, but they still use it, like be different. Everybody's just fucking blue. That's why I hate when the Red Sox wear navy. It's like every fucking team is blue. Like there are probably 22 blue teams. Do we have to be another blue team? And your name is the Tigers.
Yeah.
Just be orange. What are you doing? I like Comerica because you get I love a good skyline. You get the bank there, or the financial looking Greek ass building there. That's good. They got a good scoreboard. I like that it's in the left. I like a scoreboard in the left. Something about that just does it for me. And they used to have my favorite thing, which was the strip of dirt from home
Oh,
to the
yeah,
mound. They
not
got
a
rid
fan
of it this
that
year.
either.
It's a tragedy, dude. I loved that.
I don't like it. It looks weird to me.
It's
not
so
baseball.
classic. Yeah, I don't know. And in my MLB road to the show, I debuted with the Tigers, so they hold a big place in my heart. Obviously, I wouldn't be where I am without them.
We got to do the pitching preview.
Oh, okay, folks. It is 3 games at my home park of Comerica Park. Game 1 is gonna be. Oh God, I didn't have it ready for the first time in my life. I didn't have the
Jackson
pitching preview
Job.
ready. The game 1 is gonna be Jackson Job versus Tanner Houck. Jackson Job, good name, bad pitching. 31 2/3 innings under his belt in his young career now. A 4.26 ERA, a 5.30 FIP, 5 homers in 6 starts this year. His last time out, he allowed 6 earnies, 8 hits, 2 homers in 3 2/3 innings against the Colorado literal Rockies. I did not know you were allowed to do that. Tanner Houck has started May rather hot, 11 2/3 innings, a 2.31 ERA, and a 2.27 batting average against, throwing 67% strikes, and has allowed 2 homers in those 2 starts. Game 2 is going to be TBD versus Brian Bayo. Detroit Tigers have not announced a starter for this game. Brian Bayo had a weirdly okay start by the box score, 4 2/3, none earned, bringing his season ERA to get this 2.01. Take a look at that. Whip sits at a comfortable 1.343. In Game 3 is going to be Tarek Skubal versus Hunter Dobbins. Tarek Skubal is off to arguably a better start than his Cy Young winning season last year. A 1.90 ERA plus, 11.3 K per 9, 60 strikeouts through 8 starts, whatever. Dobbins is rocking a 2.78 ERA through his first 4 starts, 6 Ks in 6 innings his last time out. Basically an even match here, folks. And that is going to do it for your pitching preview. Scott?
I don't love Game 3.
No, you shouldn't. But they've lost 1 series finale this year, right? Is it still just the 1?
Hell if I know. That can't be true. Because, so here's my thing. It feels right. But, fun fact, they've had 7 straight rubber matches. And if they had only lost 1, I feel like it would be a lot better.
Yeah, there's no way they've won 6 of the last 7 series.
Yeah.
There's absolutely no
one
way.
Of us is one of us is making up stats.
Okay. 1, 2. Okay, so they lost. Nope, the Toronto one they won. Chicago they won. Tampa they won. White Sox they won. Seattle they lost. Cleveland they won. Toronto they lost. So there's 2. Minnesota they lost. So 3.
Okay. I'm confused about, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 series. 6. Yeah, okay, yeah, no, that's that. Yeah, the White Sox are the last team to take us out of a rubber match situation.
And we lost that finale. Sox need a rubber match.
No, that was the one we won. We won that one. The first series was the one we lost. The
Yeah.
series. Anyway, Jackson Jobe, 1 pick ahead of Marcelo Meyer. So maybe they do some revenge call-ups. Revenge game.
What?
Jobe taking 1 pick ahead of Marcelo Meyer. Maybe they call him up. That's like a spite thing. Like, hey, they can't believe they're going to regret that move.
They want him to debut in Detroit?
Yeah, because if he went 2 for 3 in game 43 of the regular season, it's like we screwed up.
Right. Well, and it's also like a big fuck you to Detroit. They hate Detroit.
And Jackson too, personally.
Yeah, no, well,
obviously
obviously.
got picked ahead, but it's like, screw you, dude.
I heard a rumor that the Red Sox were going to trade up in the draft, which is definitely something you can do in baseball.
Wow.
So that they could still take Meyer
At 3.
Again, just as a fuck you to Jobe.
Yeah,
Because they really hate him.
These two teams really don't like each other.
No. You're in for a bloodbath, folks. A slobber knocker. And it's going to be brutal. I wanted to put this in the weird prediction as I was just looking at our predictions a second ago. I'm bummed that I didn't put it in there because it crossed my mind this weekend. There's not going to be a fight this year. There's not going to be a brawl. There's not going to be charging the mat. It's just not going to happen. I don't think so. It doesn't feel like that kind of team.
I actually agree with that 100%. It feels almost impossible for that to happen over 162, but this team doesn't seem, and this isn't a great sign, doesn't seem to have a lot of fight in them in that sense. I feel like there's no, I don't know, there's no guy that I would point to being like, that guy's going to start a fight.
Well, let's say Roman and Meyer are here. Let's say Marcelo takes one off the dome piece, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they let it fly. They let it slide. And then one comes inside to Anthony. I could see it could happen. Sure. That would be, I could see the vets coming out the dugout.
I don't know who's leading that charge.
I'd like to see Trevor Story in a fight.
I think he would do very well. He's very athletic, but
he's got the head of a UFC fighter.
He's got a military head, I feel.
Whoa. That's really good. I once heard Coley Mick say Brett Gardner looked like a state trooper, and that's just never left my head. I think about that all the time.
I saw that Coley wants Bregman to be the new first baseman, and I love Coley, but that one shocked me.
He just says some stuff sometimes. So
he's like my size. I don't know why we would want that. And also, he's playing very good third base.
He's playing a very good third base. Coley has some takes that are certainly individually attributed to him and only him. Him and only.
He's so funny though. And usually I agree with almost everything he says. That one was surprising to me.
Yeah.
I like your stupid story take over the Bregman one. And that's stupid.
Listen, I think he would be for that one. He hates Trevor Story, so I think he would be for it.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I should sit him down and tell him that story. That's my plan for Story. I bet he'd love it. Minor news here, emptying the bench, which is not what we call it anymore. Bobby Dahlbeck is in Nashville.
Dude, he's going to have a good time in Nashville.
He's going to love Nashville. Listen, this is not shitting on him, I promise. Dude, I think he should start playing music down there. He's a good musician.
He loves music. He's going to love Nashville.
He's going to have a good time. And I think that, as much of a bummer as it is to say this, it's backup plan time.
No, but he should just stay. No, I disagree. I think he should stay there. Like, not even get called up to Milwaukee. I think he should stay in Nashville for years. He can do the music thing on the side, but I think he would just enjoy it as a fan of music and then just stay in AAA and just mash. He's great in AAA, too. So, like, he'll be sick. He'll be one of the best players on the team. And
he'll be the best baseball player in Nashville.
He's like a heartthrob guy. Like, all the girls he used to be Duran's the guy now. It used to be him, and he'll be in Nashville. He's gonna have the best. He might have the best career of everyone that was on the 2021 Red Sox.
If in an alternate dimension, where the Red Sox or where Major League Baseball expands to Nashville in the year 2022, and you ask me to compile like the best fits for who would thrive on a major league team in Nashville, I would tell you, if Bobby Dahlbeck was the face of that team would do well. Again, this is 2022. So you're asking me after the 21 year, I would say, if you're doing an expansion draft, the Nashville Sheriffs should really look at taking Bobby Dahlbeck first overall.
Oh, he would have crushed it on the Sheriffs.
Oh my God.
He's going to do good on the sound, but he would have crushed it on the Sheriffs.
Can you imagine if Ryan Sheriff was on the Sheriffs? Then the whole Herb Brooks name on the front of the jersey is more important than the one on the back. He'd be like, dude, I got news for you. And he'd turn around and Herb Brooks, who'd been dead for 40 years at that point, would be like, what the hell? So
I got something.
Sure.
I just wanted to shout out Justin Wilson.
Please do.
I haven't noticed him this year.
It's a good thing.
It's exactly what you want out of a middle reliever. I realized that today. I haven't noticed him this year, and it's because he's a 2.77 ERA, 14 Ks in 38 innings. He has a 1.38 WHIP, so that's a little scary. But his expected average is like a 2.3 or 2.4. I think his expected ERA. I think it's 2.3 or 2.4, right on the dot there. So he's been just like a good player, used correctly, and someone that wasn't supposed to necessarily be a great player after the way he's performed the last couple of years. So great start for him. Also, along those lines, I think Core is starting to use the bullpen how we like it now, where starting to give Weissert some big innings. Chapman's obviously the closer, always has been. You'd like to see that kind of be the case, and then let Slayton and Whitlock figure it out some different spots. Throw Hendricks in there in some mid-leverage spots, some decent opportunities, nothing crazy. Let's not give him a save opportunity, but he's looking okay right now. See what he can be, and then you just try and figure it out with Slayton and Whitlock. Again, I still believe in both of those players long term, but let's not throw them into a tie game right this second.
I was going to say about Hendricks. I was actually about to bring him up. Hasn't been put in the highest leverage situations in the Twins series. He did come in a one-run game in the ninth and held. So since his, I don't even know if you want to call it implosion, it was 3 hits, 2 earned runs, and a homer against the White Sox. Since then, in his Red Sox debut, 8 scoreless innings, 4 hits, 4 walks, 6 strikeouts.
Good.
Yeah. I'll take that. Like I said, not the highest leverage situations, a lot of closing out garbage games, a lot of eating innings, but if that's how you got to ease the guy in, that's fine by me. Do I have any advanced metrics in front of me? No, I don't, but I'm happy to see Liam Hendricks doing well. That's all I got to say about that. Do you have any other BS? Any other thoughts to empty out of your brain is what the segment's usually called. I forgot to do the music.
Brennan Bernardino has a 1.76 ERA this year. Just another guy that we don't talk about. It was awesome. Again, was awesome last year. It was awesome the year before that. He's just sick at baseball and just ho-hum. He's awesome. Now I'm out of thoughts.
Yeah, me too. You can follow us on the socials at ITM_pod. You can follow me at Joey Copponi. You can follow him at Scott Neville 46. Just like Scott, are they going to win this series?
Nope.
Just like the 46% win probability that Scott is giving the Red Sox in this series. We will see you guys after this thrilling series of games in the Motor City. For Scott Neville, I'm Joey Copponi. Go Sox, kid.